Hi guys, it's Fat Petrolhead here, and today I want to show you the last Japanese dinosaur, which is Toyota Century of the second generation. Just imagine the luxury car was in production for 20 years with such curtains until 2018. This is really a unique car, especially with left-hand drive, and this special Japanese way of thinking and their special thoughts on what is luxury in 21st century. I mean, for 20 years, Mercedes S-Class changed 4 generations and went from W140 to W222, and Century was absolutely the same. Of course, there is something in this old-school design. However, as for the interior, it of course looks monumental and classic, especially when you realize the size of the car, but I cannot call it beautiful or luxurious. The interesting thing about this car is that being extremely wide and extremely long, it is just not suitable for quite high drivers, because okay, I'm 2 meters high, but there are people in the world with the same height. However, I just cannot fit in. I'll show you. You have this armchair, and if I regulate my chair for my height, then I just have no place to put my arm. What I can say for sure that this car is not very spacious inside, because here the seat is regulated for a very little person, and here on the back seat I don't have any space. I mean, that's the front seat just right here. I saw many videos about this car with the title like Japanese Rolls-Royce or something like that, and to be honest, I cannot agree with it. This is the first time I see this car live, and I see it a bit like an oversized Shanghai taxi. Just look at these control buttons. I don't know what's wrong with the classic ones and why you should read driver, passenger, rear seats, left and right. Why is it like that? Very cool analog watches with of course Century logo, and here we have an AC control unit from any other Toyota, just with extra regulation for rear air conditioner. And here also I think some kind of a standard Toyota radio. So here you have a curtain regulations, the rear one, and also you can choose between turned on height and turned off height. So you have kind of a basic position and high position. But what I really loved and enjoyed about this car is its 5-liter V12 engine and how it works. It is extremely silent and calm. By the way, it is the only V12 engine ever made by Toyota, and it developed up to about 300 horsepower. The car was in production from 1997, and there were less than 10,000 cars produced, so now it is really rare car, but I can understand such a low production number because it was priced higher than the basic trims of Lexus LS 460. And being a little bit more boring maybe, Lexus is more attractive as a daily driver. The interior and all features are just too outdated in this Toyota Century, especially if we talk about time starting from 2010s. On the other hand, you have a unique style in Toyota Century, and if you need a car as a part of your image, Century can be a right answer. As a collectible car, it is now of course a nice choice, and for sure they are going to increase in price. And for sure you can enjoy driving it to the car meets if you can fit in. Very special Japanese model for their domestic market mostly. However, there is cars for GCC market. They were built for Gulf countries, and that's interesting. I mean, I think it's hard to find this car in Europe, even impossible maybe, and extremely hard in the US. However, here in Gulf you can find some. The funny thing, that car built in 2000 is absolutely the same with the car built in 2010, except only one rear monitor that is located here in the car from 2010. Everything else is absolutely same, buttons, screen, everything. That's the interesting thing, because you know, I think that any popular model of the car has its own purpose, has its own customer, but this car in production for 20 years, when you had an option of BMW 7 Series, of Mercedes S-Class, even you had a W222 generation of S-Class, while this car was still in production. How is it even possible? Because I cannot understand and find any reason to buy this car instead of a great S-Class with all modern technologies and features. And for sure there is no person in Europe and probably in the US who would choose it. However, they were popular in Japan. However, a lot of people like classic cars, and for example, I really love W140 generation of S-Class and would like to own it. And here you have an opportunity to get a brand new car that was like 20 years old technologies. That's strange, and it's hard to say. Does it make sense? You should just love this car, love this style, love these curtains. That's the only reason to buy this car. What do you think? Do you love this Japanese style, Japanese luxury and their designs from 90s?